The Poppy Story. In 1914, nearly 100 years ago, a huge war started. This war was called the First World War, or the Great War. A lot of people were hurt or killed in the war. A young soldier who was fighting in the war wrote a poem. He wrote the poem because he saw bright red poppies growing in the fields where the fighting had been. He called his poem In Flanders Fields. People all over the world really liked the poem and would soon wear bright red poppies as a way to remember soldiers who had fought in the war. The First World War ended at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 11th of November 1918. This was the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The war had lasted over 4 years. The 11th of November every year is now called Remembrance Day or Armistice Day. After the war ended, people started making paper poppies to sell. They did this to make money to help the soldiers, sailors and airmen who were coming home. On Remembrance Day, people wear a poppy, and at 11 o'clock in the morning, they stop what they are doing for 2 minutes of silence. They do this so they can remember all the soldiers, sailors and airmen who have fought in wars. These people are called ex-servicemen or veterans. All the poppies sold in Scotland are made in the Lady Haig's Poppy Factory in Edinburgh, which opened in 1926. When the factory first opened, all the poppies were handmade by just 2 ex-servicemen, with some red paper and a pair of scissors. Today there are nearly 40 ex-servicemen with disabilities who work in the factory. These men make 5 million poppies every year for the Scottish Poppy Appeal. They also make more than 10,000 wreaths. That's a lot of poppies. All the poppies are still made by hand, although a machine now cuts out the poppy shape. The ex-servicemen make 2 types of poppy: a poppy with a green plastic stem and a stick-on poppy. Once all the poppies have been made, they're packaged up with collecting tins for the money and then sent to our volunteers all over Scotland. Volunteers are people who give their time for free to help other people. Every city, village and town in Scotland has volunteers who sell poppies in their local area. Poppies are sold almost everywhere. You can find them in shops, supermarkets, offices, schools, factories, even churches and hospitals. Volunteers collect the money made from selling poppies. They also hold fundraising events like jumble sales, cake sales and races to raise even more money. Thanks to all their hard work, our volunteers raise millions of pounds every year to help ex-servicemen and women in Scotland. All the money that's made helps ex-servicemen and women who need our help. We also help the families of ex-servicemen and women by giving them money, support and advice, helping them rebuild their lives. All this from a tiny poppy.